Hi, this is Hoster Paul's Glory. I'm going to split this. It's been in a pot all summer and it's coming to the end of the season now, so I can split it. I have already started to cut it because this is a bit of a fruit, this one. So cutting it into pieces about this sort of size. This is quite a large grower, this one, so some of these leaves. You could be fairly brutal with them, they do quite well. So this one will make about 5 or 6 plants for next year, and it has a lovely white flower, this one, which I'm very fond of. So, so that's what we use. I use a bit of this is multi-purpose compost, peat-free, with a bit of John Innes added just to retain the water a bit. You don't need a huge pot for them because they're resting at the moment, so they're not going to be doing that much growth in the winter. I took some cuttings of, this is a wallflower, perennial wallflower, and this one's called Red Jep. Oh, look at that little snail on there. Go away, you. Don't want you. Go out there for the birds. And this one has a lovely red flower, and it grows into a good big shrub. So I've got several cuttings here which I took last autumn, and they're all beginning to grow away nicely. So I shall put those in the garden soon, actually, probably the end of April. And these are my cosmos seedlings. As you can see, these have really taken off with this little bit of warm weather and sunshine in the greenhouse. So I shall be potting these on today, pricking them out and potting them on. This one is grown from seed which I kept from last year's plants, and I picked one particular plant that had very dark red flowers. So I thought some of these might be dark red like the parent. Not necessarily, they don't always come the same as the original plant. So that's what I'm going to be doing in a minute. There's always a story in the garden. Every plant has its own little history. Take this fern, for instance. I had this fern about 10-12 years, and when we first had it, it was very poorly and sickly and didn't seem to do anything. And at the same time, we were fostering dogs, and we fostered a beautiful pointer Doberman cross called Dylan. He was a great dog, and we had him about 4 months or 5 months before he went to his permanent home. And during his time with us, he took a liking to this fern, and every morning he used to run down the garden and lift his leg and pee on it. And I have to say that after that, the fern never looked back. It went from strength to strength. And here we are 10, 12 years later, and look at it. So we always refer to this one as Dillon's fern. What is a garden? A retreat from the world or an entrance path? An outer construct of inner reflection, imagination, visions of the present? A place where time is irrelevant and memory renews gardens of past times revisited? Colours, scents, humid cool mornings, days of heat where the breeze whispers of promise and new life to come. Evenings, soft colours muted by the fading light, the curtain of night drawing darkness across a bright day. Caring for a garden, the solace within strengthens the soul. Inside us all there is creation awaiting release. Shape, form, a palette of colours just beyond reach that stretches the mind. To plant in the soil, to nurture and care, and to become part of this space, a refuge for creatures of air and soil, invites a moment of pause, a quiet stillness, reflection. All are connected, past and future combine to produce this moment. There is sweet music here that softer falls than petals from blown roses on the grass, or night dews on still waters between walls of shadowy granite in a gleaming pass. Music that gentler on the spirit lies than tired eyelids upon tired eyes. Music that brings sweet sleep down from the blissful skies. Here are cool mosses deep, and through the moss the ivies creep, and in the stream the long-leaved flowers weep, and from the craggy ledge the poppy hangs in sleep. This is Wisteria sinensis. I bought a standard, and this is trained into a tree shape. So when we get this in the ground, out of its pot, it's going to come down obviously the height of the pot. And all I'm doing now is loosening the roots, because when they're pot bound, which is slightly pot bound, the roots just need to be loosened before you plant it. And in the hole that we've dug, we put water and farmyard manure and chicken pellets. And this soil has been well dug. It's a good soil, so it doesn't need too much work doing to it. And here's a yellow one. And this one is nice too. It's just the right time of the year. They always flower just about July sometimes, within a week or so. But well worth growing. These are last year's ones. I planted some last year and some the year before. And the tree lilies, of course, have been in the ground some time. It's really lily time now. These pink ones are nice. Again, amazing perfume. And as dusk falls, they just produce a wonderful ambience in the garden.